2.5 years ago, which is trippy to say that because the way my memory works does not create linear time, so it feels like it was 2.5 years ago. But 2.5 years ago, our dear friend took us to comedy shows. There were, I think, 2 events throughout that summer. And we could not enjoy the experience. And the entire time during that experience, the mind was like racing with thoughts, and perceptions of people seemed threatening, and thoughts would race in a very literal way in association to what was being said. Like, I had an ability to analyze the words but not actually connect with the experience of the words being shared in a comedic way. And there was just a lot of angst. I wasn't really able, or we weren't able to really, or I suppose I should say she wasn't able to laugh. That helps create more linear time from then and now, or from now and then, I should say. And so she was not able to engage with laughter during the experience. Unicorn! 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 Yeah! And she felt a variety of emotional sensations in relation to the experience of the mind kind of overanalyzing the words rather than connecting with the comedic message, and not being able to laugh. And there was kind of an angst and frustration towards the people in the room. Like, how can everybody just be like sitting around at these circular tables looking at this person on a stage and somehow enjoying it? I don't understand this paradigm. Like, that was kind of the sensation that she was experiencing. And then there was like a secondary sensation of like feeling guilt or shame for not being able to experience it. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm here and my friend took me, or yeah, like I'm here, my friend took me out, and like this is supposed to be a treat and a fun time, and I can't even engage. What's wrong with me? And so I recognize, I'm like, when do I say she? My brain, shifting a lot, just even like trying to articulate this. But this is good. Self-therapization at its finest. I know, like our collection of water bottles and our cat tree. Yeah, I know. Disconnect between the mental cognition, visual eyesight, and unconscious bodily states is the applications of consciousness are in separate realms of experience of reality. I know, we got a Cookie Monster shirt under here too. Unicorns and Cookie Monsters, that's what we're about. Oh, Pookie Bear. You tell him. You tell him! Hey. So what was happening during that experience she had was the ventral vagal system was disengaged. And so there was no ability for social engagement in her nervous system through autonomic flow and through cranial nerve engagement. And then the judgments and observations and analyzations of the experience and particulars within the experience were the protector states of consciousness, activated more so on the sympathetic end of the nervous system. And then feeling guilt or shame and like, what's wrong with me, kind of like self-judgment for not being able to enjoy the experience would be child states or Muppet states of consciousness. Child states of consciousness. That would be more so in the dorsal vagal end of things. And so there was no ventral vagal engagement, which is like a centered, regulated, socially engaged state of consciousness according to the neurophysiological applications of consciousness, the autonomic flow through the brain-body system. And then on top of that, the nervous system activation was coming from both ends of the nervous system, where it's a collapsed state with fear and it's an active state with fear. And so there was all this fear unconsciously in the nervous system, and both ends of low energy and high energy were being activated, and it was dramatically affecting the experience of consciousness, from external perception to internal sensation. And she is always valid. She kept showing up even though things were not feeling good, and her experiences were not anything about who she was as a person. It was all about something happening inside of her body that she didn't know about. She is brave, and she is loved, and she is safe, and she is allowed to be present, and I'm really proud of her. Really proud of her. And I'm glad that she can now understand these things in a deeper way and let go of the judgment from 2.5 years ago that still is alive in our nervous system, because if things happen when dissociated, then they're not being processed, and they stay as fragments until they're processed. And we don't have to process all of the fragments to live a beautiful life. But taking every moment as an opportunity allows us to move towards processing some of them at least, and grows our capacity for dual awareness and conscious presence even with the fragments of sensation. Because if we can be present, then we always have power. And growing our window of tolerance so that we can stay present through the sensations. Ow, that hurt. Like, sore much? Oh, my dear eyeball, what's up? What you so sore for? What you so sore for, baby? What you so sore for, my sugar muffin? Oh, baby boo. Oh, honey buns. My little honey nut Cheerio. What you so sore for? Ah! Ah! I wonder if it's this side too. Yeah, a little bit, but definitely, oh, maybe more up top. Up top on this one, and then out on the outer edge side. Lower outer edge side on my, what side is this? Left. Okay, case study notes. Lower outer edge in my left eye, and then above the upper outer edge on my right eye. Very sore muscles in my eyeballs, and it's like 8 a.m.-ish in the morning. We're just waking up. We just did some yoga, gonna do some meditations, and have some snacks. We always call our meals snacks because then meals are less intimidating. They're just snacks. They're just healthy snacks. Alright. So, cool. I'm glad we could piece that together. And she can receive some neuroscience-y validation and some loving acclamations, validations. You're funny. So, yeah, okay. Say bye, Pookie Bear. Bye.